Hi, good morning. I'm going to be talking about lavender today because I'm doing 60% off of lavender scents, and the code is lavender60 on the website. And in the Etsy shop, there's no code needed. If you want the lavender soliflor though, the single note lavender perfume that I made, that's only available on the website. I just haven't gotten around to listing it in the Etsy shop. And that's probably going to be my most popular seller today, and that's what I'm holding right here. So if you are interested in getting that, it's made with in-house extracts from lavender that I grew in the Wild Vale Perfume Gardens. And so it's pretty unique. But before I get into the perfume, just a little bit about lavender. So the genus is Lavandula, and there are 47 different known species of lavender. It's native to the Old World, and it primarily grows on the Iberian Peninsula, and it likes marine breezes. It likes Mediterranean climate. And there have been 100 individual phytochemicals identified in lavender oil. As many of us know, it's a pretty relaxing scent. It's tranquil, has this nice purple vibe or bluish vibe. But the flowers aren't always purple. They can be pink, white, yellow. Those are the more rare colors that I know, especially the pink and the yellow. And the pink and the yellow I grow, and I include those extracts in the lavender soliflor. And there is a range in the scent of lavender. So it can be kind of this more medicinal, astringent smell, but it can also be this kind of almost this round, blue, glowing smell, almost like a blueberry scent. And it can also range into a dried fig and apricot, fruit leather, cognac, vermouth scent. And I tried to pick 3 perfumes that illustrate the range. And if you want to experience the full panoply of lavender, I would try the lavender soliflor, just because it has such an enormous number of different lavender species and cultivars that I grow. Many of them I grew from seed, not all of them. Some of them I got seedlings. And I'll tell you which ones they are. There was one other thing I wanted to say, just generally about lavender. Oh, just some of the sources of aroma in lavender are linaloyl acetate, linalool, tannins, caryophyllene, and then different sesquiterpenoids, esters, oxides, ketones, and then there's cineol, camphor, limonene, and then there are many other compounds obviously in lavender. So depending on the proportion of those compounds in a particular plant, you can have different results in the scent, also the extraction method, the harshness of the extraction, and then climate, location, soil. All of those factors will account for differences in the scent of lavender. Usually when you grow lavender, it follows the rule of sleep, creep, leap. So the first year that you grow it from seed, it will kind of sleep and not do very much. And then the second year it will creep a little bit, so you'll get some growth. And then the third year it will really take off. And then just make sure that when you're growing it, you're looking at your growing zone and then what the species or the cultivar's growing zone is, because there's a range for that too. So the lavender soliflor, it has different species of lavandula, including angustifolia, which used to be lavender officinale, I believe, or officinalis, I can't remember. But that one is the English lavender. Sometimes it's called French lavender, but it's actually English lavender. And some of the highest quality plants come from Bulgaria, so it doesn't have to be grown in England. And then there's dentata, stochus, and viridis. Viridis is where we get the yellow lavender from. And then I have And then I have some kind of redundancy here in what I listed. So English lavender, French lavender, Bulgarian lavender, Spanish lavender, yellow, pink, blue, white, and purple lavenders, all grown in my gardens. I usually use a tincture, and then I have some essential oils that I've gotten from other growers, in particular a Seville extract, an Italian lavender that I really like, that I've aged, and then some SCO2 extracts, some of my own lavender absolutes. And the essential oil tends to be, as well as the tincture tends to be somewhere between the absolute and the essential oil. The essential oil tends to be this very like clarion kind of bell-like tone, like maybe a high vibration, some people might say. And then when you get into the absolutes of lavender, and somewhat the SCO2 extracts, but primarily the absolutes, they'll be darker in color. The essential oil is clear, but the absolutes will be darker in color, and you get this richness and body in the scent as well. That's kind of akin to sifted cocoa powder. I don't want to say it's quite a chocolatey scent, but it has this sifted powdery quality, kind of a heft to it. So, and a little bit of an earthiness. So if you're interested in experiencing that, I would go with the Soliflor, or the next one I'm going to talk about, which is Dreams. But the Soliflor gives you that full range across different cultivars and then different types of extractions. And then Dreams is kind of a deeper scent. It's a little bit murky. I wanted to capture that murky, the mysteriousness of Dreams. And I'll read you the description of this one. And there's a tea-like warmth to it as well. An earthy, mystical cloud swollen with violet energy, purple precipitate. Wonderful for sleep, third eye, and pineal work, herbal, powdery violet, and lavender flowers bathed in cool magnolia moonlight. So there's this rainwater aspect from the magnolia. And it's more of like a southern magnolia scent than a champaca absolute. Resin and leather. The leather is very muted and almost like a suede. It's not harsh at all. It doesn't have like really any like tanned hide aspect to it. It feels very much like a fruit leather kind of. Green leather lichen, and that's from the oak moss. Animalic amber from labdanum, resins, and the tiniest hint of tarragon and licorice magic. This one, the liquid version of Dreams is vegan, and then the solid version has raw beeswax added. So Dreams is more of a deeper, more murky scent, kind of with that sifted aspect of lavender that I was talking about, a little bit heavier. And then the third one I'm going to talk about is Scorpio Man, which is kind of an unusual expression of lavender, because I use a Seville lavender in it, and I wanted to, this lavender essential oil has apricot, dried fig, fruit leather, cognac, vermouth notes, and it's kind of unexpected from what we normally think of as lavender. It's not something you're just gonna find like on the grocery store shelf, this permutation of lavender. And I amplified the apricot and vermouth aspects of it with pinyon pine, which also has apricot facets. So I'll just read you the description. I wanted this to really capture a sense of place. Hot, arid Seville plains, dust clouds, the early evening sun, deep lavender leather with trails of herbs, vermouth, cognac, apricot, and fig. Beyond Gothic sandstone ruins, balsam resins and firs congregate the tree line. Ecstatic pinyon grows from powdered musk ground, strange vapors. Scorpio Man is aromatic, dry, woodsy, with a boozy, balsamic, powdery, and musky dry out. And this one also is, the liquid version is vegan, and the solid version just has raw beeswax added. Obviously, the pinyon pine is kind of like an anachronism. It's not really from that area of Spain, but I did include it to enhance that apricot, kind of almost the sandiness of it that I wanted to come forward. So that's, that's Scorpio Man. If you want kind of an unusual leather, I would try that one. And I have in my description that it skews masculine, but I would say it's fairly gender neutral. But it's not going to be a super floral lavender. If you wanted more of that, you could go with Coven or Lovers. That's another one that's a little bit more floral. And then I also have Garnet included, which is kind of a more traditional like floral amber scent, but it has lavender in it to add a little bit of sharpness to it. And as someone just said, I can't wait for my fragrances and on flowers to reach me. I can't too. I'm catching up on orders now, so I'm putting out as many as possible each day. So look for that shipping notification. I think I'm closing the window now, probably after tomorrow. So the ship order processing was up to 4 weeks, and I think as of tomorrow, it'll be down to about 2 weeks. So I'm not changing it on the website yet, just because I don't want to cut it off too soon, but eventually you'll see that order processing banner go down to about 2 weeks. So that's the lavender sale. I hope you enjoy it. I think there's about 15 or 16 lavender fragrances that are 60% off today. Thanks.